Hello and welcome to another Cortex Snack video. This is Cliff Hall from Cortex, and today we're going to take a look at how to enter a bill inside of Accounts Payable module in Acumatica. On my screen, where I've got my favorites over on the left-hand side, I see that I have bills and adjustments. If I do a right-click, it allows me to go open into a new tab so that I can keep both tabs open at the same time. It so happens I already have that one open, so let's go take a look at bills and adjustments. The Bills and Adjustments screen starts off with defaulting to a bill and allows you to select a reference number if you are looking for one. In this case, we're going to add a new one. So we're just going to tab all the way through this one, take the default date and the posting period, and go right to the vendor reference field where we will put in the invoice number for the vendor for this particular charge. We usually will put a description. For today's expediency, we're going to pass that up and just type in or start typing in what we know the vendors should be. I typed in AA because there are 3 vendors that show that, and I know that I can pick one of those 3, and I can use my arrows to go between the 2 or 3 that I'm looking at here. Once I have one highlighted and hit enter, it will take that information and automatically default it into the screen for you so you don't have to enter it yourself. In the grid down below, I'm going to go ahead and add some information pertaining to the charges on the bill. Acumatica can have more than one branch, so in this case we're just going to take the headquarters branch, but you could do bills and pay for expenses for other bills and use intercompany accounting to allocate that so that the expenses spread over a couple of different companies or branches. We'll bypass description, but generally you want to put a description there. Usually we have a unit cost and a unit of measure and a quantity. In this case I've shortened my screen to make it easy, so I'm just going to bypass that and go right into extended cost and enter $100. The account is defaulted right from the vendor screen. The vendor default account number is cost of goods sold or 5,000, so we're just going to accept that to make it easy for data entry. In Acumatica you can use the projects module to keep track of charges and revenue for projects, which is set up on this particular demonstration system. However, I don't want to use that in this case. I just want to bypass it. So I can just enter X, which then will bypass it and not charge to any project. The sub-account is going to be defaulted also from the vendor's account layout or default accounts. In this case, I'm just going to take the default of all zeros. Once I've done that, I can use Control S to save the transaction, in which case it now assigns me a reference number. Notice that it says balance. This means that it's now in a balanced state, meaning I'm ready to post, but I may not want to post at this point and hit the general ledger. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and do that because I want to pay it in just a moment with the check processing. So we'll go up here and click release, which then posts it to the general ledger. Once it posts to the general ledger and the little mouse wheel is done, I see a green check mark. If I go to financial tabs, I can see that they have the badge that's in general ledger, and I can click on that to see which accounts were actually debited and credited. In this case, as we would expect, the cost of inventory or cost of goods sold was debited and accounts payable was credited. As with any bill inside of Acumatica, once you actually enter the bill and post it, you can see some reports. Before posting it, I would have been able to see the edit detail report. Now because I did post it, I'm going to take a look at the AP register detail, which shows me also the information that we just saw in general ledger but in report form. Clicking the back arrow, I can go right back to the screen that I was in. Since I've released it, I'm ready to go. If I want to pay the bill right at the moment with one check right off the bat, I click under Actions, and I can go ahead and click Pay, Bill, and Apply Adjustment. We're going to go through another snack video has the payment process, and so we'll leave that process for that video. And lastly, once a bill has been entered in the system and posted, it automatically shows up on the AP aging reports. Here's an example of one we already ran for number 000606 for invoice number 001, which corresponds to the transaction we just entered.
Choose today to take control of your business. Unleash your potential and let your vision come to life with Acumatica. Find out more at cortex.com.